It's time for the Movin The Chains podcast. Your home for high school football coverage in the Palmetto State. Every team, every game, every week. And now your hosts, Kevin Thomas and Jarrell Hendricks.
Welcome in to Movin The Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jarrell Hendricks. Got a very special guest today, the new head coach of the Easley Green Wave, Sam Houston. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. We appreciate your time. We really do. If this is you guys' first time tuning in, check us out on Facebook, Twitter/X, Instagram, YouTube, and more at Movin Chains. Our website, movinchains.com, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Houston was hired in April. He's been on the Easley staff since 2019, and prior to that, he spent time at North Greenville University. Coach, obviously, this is a little bit unexpected, with Coach Dura having to step down and you now being named head coach. But How has that kind of transition been for you here in this spring so far?
Man, it's been good. I've been blessed. Coach Dura is one of my mentors. He's done so much for this place. For me personally, one of the best guys that you'll ever meet. Ball coach as well. But it's been good. It's been a lot. Having to learn everything and get stuff going. But administration's been great. Players have been great buying in and doing what we're doing. But trying to keep this train going.
Coach, this is the part where we get to know about you. Tell us about you, your background, and how you got to this point as the head coach of the Green Wave there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I played at Easley. I graduated in 2013. I played under Coach Chad Smith, who was at Pickens for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He's the AD there now. So played there from 2009 to 2013. I was able to be a part of some pretty successful teams during that time here at Easley. I graduated in 2013, was able to get a scholarship to go to North Greenville University, play for Jeff Farrington over at North Greenville. He's still there. One of my mentors, one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet too. So I did my time there at North Greenville. When I finished up in 2016, actually, they asked me to stay on and be a graduate assistant. So I stayed on 2016 to 2018, working with the safeties. I played inside linebacker, so I played linebacker at Easley, played linebacker at North Greenville, and then it was cool to get to learn the back end, of football. Because a linebacker, I had no idea what those guys were doing back there. I just knew what I was supposed to do. But it was cool to see, how the whole defense was structured, and I learned so much being that GA under Greg Harris, who is the defense coordinator at Kennesaw State right now, and like I said, one of my mentors as well. So I got to work for him for 2 years. When I finished up at North Greenville, I got my undergrad actually in criminal justice. I didn't think I didn't want to be around football anymore, to be honest with you. And it was funny, like I got an older brother, an older sister. They both went to North Greenville. And I told myself, I said, I'm not going there. I've been up there, when I was graduating from Easley, trying to figure out where I wanted to go. I was like, I don't want to go there. I want to do something different. But the good Lord, led me to that place. And it was one of the best decisions I made. And then from there, like I said, criminal justice degree. I didn't think I want to get into football. When they asked me to G8, I was like, I can't walk away from this. I got to stay around ball, and be around guys. And I thought I want to work at the college level. I took some interviews for some position coaches at some small universities. And then in 2019, Coach Caleb King just got the job here at Easley. He was right before Dura. He called me and asked me, do you want to come back and get in high school? I thought about it, prayed about it, and I realized that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to impact, young athletes at the high school level. I felt the calling to do that. So I came back 2019, worked with the inside linebackers, coached them in 2019. And then in 2020, Coach King left. So they kind of named me the interim for about, 4 to 5 months while they were on that search. And then Coach Dura came in at spring of 2020, and worked with him. I did safeties for a year. Co-DC'd it with another guy. Then in 2021, we brought in another guy. One of the guy I look up to, a little bit younger than me, is Coach Bobby Ruff. He coached with him for 2 years here at Easley. He's over at Liberty University now with Coach Chadwell. One of the best dudes you'll meet. Best ball coaches. A brilliant young mind. Just learned so much from him. So I co-DC'd it with him for 2 years. Coaching inside linebackers 1 year and safeties next year. We kind of switched. And then this past season, I had my first chance to call it on my own, the defense on my own, and just, getting that help from everybody and just keep learning every day. And then when Coach Dura sat down, I told myself I've always wanted to work for 3 head coaches before I even, considered a head job, and then I didn't think it would happen this quick. I always prided myself on, being where my feet are, you know what I mean? And just working, I told myself every day, just work. So when you get a head coaching job one day, wherever it is, you want to be the kind of guy you want to hire. And I pride myself on that. And I think that if you ask those guys I work on, they'll tell you the same thing, just work as hard as you can, do what's asked and a little bit more, go above and beyond. And then, like I said, in April, got hired as the head football coach. It's been great. At the same time, it's, treading water a little bit, starting out, keeping that head up though, still breathing. But like I said, administration's been great. Support for community has been great. Players have been great. I was able to hire staff almost full, right before spring ball. So that was huge, and then finished spring in May, and now it's rolling in the summer.
Coach, as an alum of Easley, I'm sure it was already, pretty neat to be able to be on staff, but how much more special is it now, like, being the head man at your alma mater?
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and it's like I said, my whole family went here. My dad played football here. My uncle played football here. My grandpa was actually the principal here from 1990 to 2003, and football's always been big in our family. My brother didn't play, but he went the student assistant route, and he helped out here in high school kind of when I was playing. He wanted to get into coaching. He'll tell you he wasn't the best player, but he just loved ball, and another guy, him I look up to as well, just the path he took and how hard he worked as well to get to where he was. He went to North Greenville as well, like I said, and he went to Gardner-Webb, coached receivers. And now he's at Mercer University as the director of football operations. So just like I said, football has always been big, and to have the chance to come back, my alma mater is huge. I take pride in that. I hold myself, to a standard, and it's just been great, man. It's been good.
Coach, you mentioned you were able to get your staff in place, in the spring.
Yeah.
Do you mind highlighting some of those guys, like who's going to be calling the plays for you on both sides of the ball, and who were you able to hire?
Yeah, absolutely. So, when Coach Dura left, some of our coaches had great opportunities to go some other places, and they took up on that, and some guys I respect so much. But I was able to hire, pretty much a whole new offensive staff for the most part. Like I said, I'm a defensive guy. And then I hired defensive side, a safeties, kind of corners guy that's going to coordinate the back end. His name's Sean Thomas Faulkner. He played at Easley. He went on to play at the Citadel in North Texas. So a lot of wisdom back there. He's a great young guy. Then offensively, the main ones I brought in was offensive line. That was my biggest thing because, obviously we got to be good up front, and hold those guys to a standard. And we were able to hire Coach Brian Strickland. Y'all might know Coach Strickland. He was a JO man, head coach for a while. been at Lawrence and Greenwood. A lot of knowledge, up front on the offensive line. He did a great job this spring, and he's continued just to elevate that position group. And then coordinator-wise, offensively, we hired Matt Stack, came over from Crescent. Worked with him a little bit prior to him, being at Crescent. Really like what he does offensively. A lot of, we got formation a good bit. Give you a lot of motion, this, that, and the other. So just really creative, and he'll coach the quarterbacks as well.
You mentioned, Coach Stack's kind of scheme there on offense. What do you like to do on the defensive side of the ball typically?
Yeah. So this year I'm gonna keep calling the defense this year. I'll have my hand in it. I got two other guys that do a great job that I kind of give them some freedom to. But defensively we'll be really not any secrets. We'll be a 3-4 structure. Boundary field reduction. Play little quarters behind it. And we'll get into some other stuff, depending on the week. And then offensively, we'll be your typical spread type deal. Big emphasis on running the football. We're gonna run the football. We're gonna pride ourselves on running the football, and give you a lot of formations. A lot of unbalanced. A lot of motion. Just trying to formation you a little bit to create an advantage.
Coach, you're a young coach, which has its advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
But who are some of those guys that you've really looked to, through your short career to get you to this point? And then who are maybe some influences that kind of, tailor how you call your defense, or somebody that you may watch at the NFL, the college or the high school level? Yeah,
no, absolutely. Like I said, I'm only 29. I was joking with the other day, my stat guy, he's big on all day. He said, I think you're the youngest 5A coach in state. And I said, well, let's go. Let's go. That's fine with me, But I surround myself with good people, and that's one thing I learned from my guys. Or some guys I've talked to, and, just kind of, pick their brain a little bit. You got to hire a great staff. You got to have great assistant coaches. And I think we have that here at Easley. The biggest thing, kind of who I look up to, what I played in college was this 3-4 system. Under Greg Harris. So just picking his brain at Kennesaw State, studying up kind of Nate Woody a little bit, kind of his old system, 3-4 system, and kind of what he does against some multiple fronts at Army, and then when he was at Wofford and Georgia Tech, just kind of, watching that film and then talking with them.
So, Coach, this is maybe a little bit easier for you than some other coaches we asked this, because you've been on staff for a couple of years now, but you're in the summer practice now. You've been through spring ball. Who are some guys on the team that are kind of standing out that we should maybe be on the lookout for here in this 2024 season?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll start defensively. Defensively, we'll start up front. Stone Turner, nose guard for us, plays a little bit of defensive tackle. He battled, some injury last year. But he was able to get back healthy towards the end of the year. He's had a huge, off season in the weight room, just getting, bigger, stronger, faster. He's a lot more disruptive than he was last year. So he's the one I definitely keep an eye on. In the back, backer, Kyler Turner, he returning for us at inside linebacker. And Kobe Preston, both returned at inside linebacker for us. Won't be a senior, won't be a junior. And then Stone will be a junior as well up front. Those two guys at backer, in the back end, Caden Irby will be a rising junior for us at corner. He'll do a great job for us. He started last year as a sophomore. And Jonathan Isham will be a safety, and same thing. He's had a lot of experience. He'll be a senior for us. He'll play some both ways of the football as well. Him and Matthew Hillstock will be our safeties back there. Offensively, offensive line. Probably our strongest part, and the guys played a lot of ball up there. We lost one from last year. We started a true freshman at center last year, so getting him back. Been going his sophomore year, threw him to the fire a little bit his freshman year, which he did an outstanding job. So his name's Cole Watkins. He'll be center for us. Jackson Wilson will be a rising junior, play some guard, a little bit of tackle. Trey Sutton and Zayden Smith, those guys up front returning for us as well. They'll both be rising seniors, but really expecting a lot of things out of them up front. Quarterback, Jay Stoker is a good one for us. He'll be a junior this year. Started some games as a freshman, which was good for him. Last year he had a huge year. threw for 18 touchdowns, 1 interception, almost 2,000 yards in 7 or 8 games. So just seeing him develop more this offseason has been great. From a leadership perspective, and on the field, just working, mechanics, whatever it is. He's done a great job. Running back, Jeremiah Patton. He'll be a rising junior this year as well, and Aaron Tolbert, he'll be a rising senior. So we have a handful of guys back there running back for us, and then receiver, Malachi Ramey will be a rising sophomore, another good one. Matthew Hillstock, who I mentioned earlier, will play some receiver, and Jonathan Iceland will play some receiver, and a guy named Caden Davis will play some receiver as well. So we got a lot of guys returning. I think we got 6 or 7 on defense, and I think 6 or 7 on offense. Off the top of my mind, top of my brain. So it's good. Get some experience. A lot of guys, were young last year, and they had to, like we threw them to the fire, and they survived. So they got a year of experience under the belt, which is good for them.
It's great you mentioned, been through the spring. We're into the off season here, camp circuit, 7-on-7, all that good stuff. What is the biggest thing you've learned so far as you guys prepare for fall camp about your team?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Man, that's good. Our biggest thing here, man, we pride ourselves kind of on 3 things. We always talk about what can we control, and that's our attitude, our energy, and our effort. We call it EAE, attitude, energy, and effort. And those guys have done that. They come out and they compete every single day. That's one thing that I love to see. And that's one thing that we're going to do on Friday night. No matter who we're playing, we're going to go compete. And this team so far has showed me that they're doing that. In the spring, competing with one another, and in the summer during 7-on-7, competing as well. Just getting out there and try to win every game we play. Taking it week by week, one game at a time. But just go out there and compete, every Friday night or whatever we're doing. We talk to them all the time. If we're in the weight room, you're competing with that guy in your rack. We want to beat that guy. We want to develop that winning mindset in whatever we do. And we ask our guys, with energy, kind of our first one, what they get control. We want them. We talk about, no energy vampires, read John Gordon, I've read that book. I love reading him, Coffee Bean, all that good stuff, just the leadership stuff and perspective, is something I like to read, and just doing that, just that energy every day should be contagious, and that kind of goes along with your attitude, just positive attitude. Everything we do, we attack, and then effort, we ask for, unbelievable effort, read a good book. I recommend it. It's called Above the Line by Urban Meyer. He talks about 4 to 6 seconds, point A to point B. And that's what we ask our guys, whatever we do, 4 to 6 seconds, hard as you can go from point A to point B. So those are just kind of 3 things we control or try to control here, because that's what we control, but big thing I'm impressed with is how they compete, how they work. Right now we're close to 95 guys here in the summer, which is good for us,
Awesome.
And hopefully keep that growing every year. And that's 9th through 12th. And then our middle school as well is doing a great job. So guys are buying in, and like I said, competing with one another and developing that winning mindset in everything we do.
Take your financial game to the next level with Founders Federal Credit Union. Reach your full potential. Relax. Join Founders today. Visit an office near you or relaxjoinfounders.com to apply. Federally insured by NCUA, member qualification required.
Coach, got a couple easier ones here before we let you go today. I guess maybe it's the first home game on a Friday night. Maybe on a bus ride over to an away game. But what's on that pregame playlist for you as you're getting ready to take the field?
My pregame playlist?
Yeah.
Man, I'll be man. For me, man, I'm chill. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I got guys on staff that are the hoorah guys that get after with the energy, man. So I'm probably listening to a little Tyler Childers or Zach Bryan or Chris Stapleton and just chilling out, easing the mind. That's kind of my playlist. Now I got some other guys that probably listen to some crazy stuff. I don't even want to know what they listen to, and players too. But for me, man, I'm just laid back. I'm chill, and that's what kind of puts me at peace and get ready to go.
Now, off air, you mentioned that you've watched before, so this is a softball question right here.
Okay.
And you're an Easley native, so it should be even easier for you. Restaurants. Me and Kevin are coming over there. We're local. Hey. Where are we going to eat if we're going to watch a Green Wave game?
Yeah. So when y'all come on Friday night, all right, August 30th, we got Wren, first home game. You got me? You let me know that week y'all are in. All right, whereas Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, Thursday, Friday, I'm probably booked. All right, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after practice,
You got some time then, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take y'all. Y'all just let me know. I'll get you the gear, and we'll go chat it up and eat. But my biggest one, all right, you got to go to Joe's Ice Cream Parlor.
Okay.
It's been here forever. Those people over there, Miss Julie, they'll take care of us. Get you a hot dog, bird dog, a little hot fudge sundae. I'm big on dessert.
Okay.
So ice cream, whatever it is. And then the other one is probably Two Bros Pizza. And it's some good pizza now. And Two Bros, guy I graduated with actually runs it. It's a popular place here. But pizza, pasta, all that good stuff, man. We'll go to one of those two when y'all come to town.
All right, sounds great.
Perfect. Well, last one here for you, Coach. What are some of the goals you guys have for that 2024 season for the Easley Green Wave?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, our biggest thing, our goal, and it kind of goes back to kind of give you a long answer here. It kind of goes back to the John Gordon stuff that I like to read, man, and just kind of what he does. We kind of look at two things from a microscope and a telescope. It's kind of what we tell our guys. Telescope's kind of the big picture. Like looking through the telescope, microscope, looking at the little stuff. We talk about every day. How we have to take care of the little things before we get to the big thing. There's a lot of things that go into that. We're looking through our telescope. Our main goal, we want to compete for region championship. And for us here, we want to win. We want to get past the first round of playoffs. Something that hasn't been done in a while. When Coach Dura got here, we ain't been to the playoffs in a while. His last 3 years, we made a playoff those 3 years. And now we got to take that next step. Last year we were close. We was one possession game to a great Midland Valley team. With that running back they have and those guys they got. Yeah. They were a great football team, but we were right there at the end. It was 28-21, and we had the ball to go score, to tie it up. Came up a little short. Year before we were at North Augusta. Very similar when Coach Quinn was over there at North Augusta, very similar situation. We were right there in the third quarter. And we just got to finish. And that's kind of been our word, this offseason is finish. Finish every game. Because we look back at our schedule, our games last year after our staff and everything. We're right there, third quarter. It's a one possession, maybe a 10-point game with every team we're playing. And those are guys, West Side went on to win the state championship. We're right there with them, right there at the half. Greenville and Midland Valley and all those guys. And we just got to finish. That fourth quarter. That second half. So that's been big this offseason. But our biggest thing, like I said, compete for region championship, and make it past the first round of playoffs is our main goal, what we strive to get to. But like I said, the microscope part of it, we got to take care of the little things to get there. And that's accountability, that's lifting, that's doing what we got to do in the classroom. That's nutrition, that's discipline, that's our core values, what we believe in. We talk about when our guys, kind of love the ride. For us, our core values is love, relentless effort, intent, discipline, execution. And then they remember that from love the ride, RIDE. So we talk about, we got to take care of that stuff before we get, to even have a chance to get to our end goal, which is, like I said, compete for region championship and make it past first round of playoffs.
This has been great. I want everyone to go check out Coach Houston and the Green Wave program on Twitter and Facebook. They do a great job posting updates on their kids and their programs. Definitely go check them out on there. Like I mentioned, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Movin Chains. Website, movingchains.com. Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Movin The Chains brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Drill. Anything else for Coach? We'll let him go this morning.
I just want to say, Coach, congratulations on this opportunity. I know that's a special one there, man. You're getting to coach your alma mater this young into your career, so that's got to be fantastic. We wish you, continued success. We hope you guys stay healthy throughout this off season as we go into the season, and I just really look forward to you, building on what Coach Dura had there, and reaching those goals that you set for your program.
I appreciate it. I thank y'all guys. Y'all do a heck of a job, covering the state. I keep up with y'all, on Twitter, and I was pumped when you asked me to get on here because kind of what y'all do for the high school football in the state of South Carolina. It's awesome. And I thank y'all for doing that, highlighting these kids, highlighting these teams, a lot of good teams, a lot of good programs, a lot of good kids around this area. And I thank y'all for taking that time, and highlighting and sitting down with coaches. It's fun to watch. I love getting on there when I'm up here at school, and pulling up y'all's podcasts and just listening to different coaches, kind of what they do. So I thank y'all for doing that as well.
Coach, we appreciate the kind words. You really do. Appreciate your time today, as always, and look forward to stopping by our practice, our game, and getting to meet you in person. And best of luck. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all just let me know when you're coming by, and we'll make something happen.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin The Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.